the smartest sports YouTuber, with another video. And in this video, we gotta talk about the reigning, defending, back-to-back AFC North champs. The reigning, defending AFC champs. We are the defending champs. We're the big dogs. We're the big dogs. Like Joe Mixon said, he's been listening to me. Get that through your head. We're the big dogs. Know who you're talking to. Know your place. Know your role. On the bottom, bitch! Don't you just feel like the air is somehow purer, the sky is more blue, the grass is greener after this weekend? Don't you just feel that, or is it just me? It can't just be me. I mean, something about what happened this weekend and what I've been saying all year for 2 years just gives me some clarity, gives me some joy for the fucking dumbass pieces of shit haters who respectfully, I mean this with all due respect, are complete dumbasses. I would not be surprised if they had an extra chromosome, and I'm not judging. I am not judging if you do have an extra chromosome, but I just wouldn't be surprised if the haters do. Now let's talk about it. All off season long, all year last year and this year, I had to hear these piece of shit rap bird fans say, "Oh, the Bengals, the fluke. They were a fluke. They got lucky. AFC North was basically because we were hurt and other things happened and this and that. Fluke. It won't happen this year." What happens? The Cincinnati Bengals win 8 straight games, win the AFC North for a second time after it was supposed to be one of the hardest division in football, or one up, and it was. I mean, if you look, 3 winning teams from the AFC North, and the Bengals still win the division easily, and they got a game taken away that they would have won. So keep that in mind. And the Bengals have had terrible injury luck this year. Jamar Chase out for a month. T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd both hurt multiple games. Trey Henderson, broken wrist. DJ Reader messed up his knee, missed over a month. So Chidobe Awuzie, he got, tore his ACL, middle of the year. So the best players on the Bengals, and obviously the online now. So the best players on the Bengals have gotten hurt outside of Joe Burrow. So that's obviously when you have the best quarterback in the game, you can withstand injuries, especially in the regular season, because you have that guy. You have the guy. You have the MVP, the best player in the fucking league. Joseph Lee Big Dick Burrow. Learn it. Okay? So Ravens fans making the excuse, "Oh, Lamar was out there. If Lamar was out there." Now get it through your pea brains, okay? Stop saying if Lamar was out there. Tyler Huntley played a pretty good game. He did not play bad. So the QB excuse is not an excuse. Especially Tyler Huntley had a better passer rating than Lamar Jackson has ever had in the postseason. Let's not forget that Lamar Jackson is one of the worst, if not the worst, high-level player that chokes in the playoffs. I'm not talking about, if you're just a shitty player throughout the regular season and shitty through the playoffs, that's different. But Lamar Jackson isn't what? He won the MVP, and somehow he has a 68 passer rating career in the playoffs. That is pathetic. Don't give me that excuse. Lamar Jackson is a bum in the playoffs. We know this. We've known this. He has not had one good playoff game. Every playoff game he's had has been bad. And the one playoff game he won, he scored 20 points against a bottom 5 defense in Tennessee. Remember, that year Tennessee's defense was terrible. See, people don't remember these things, but I do. I watch the league. I watch closely. I remember things. I put things into perspective. I bring the facts like I always do. Now, I do want to say quickly, yes, I've been on a bit of a break from YouTube, and I want to thank everyone who has reached out to make sure I'm good. And yes, I am good. Yes, I was not arrested. I don't know how you could think that. My temperament is just so level-headed. It's just I get a little angry or a little ticked off when I have to tell these dumbass haters the truth, and they just won't listen for months and years on end. And it's happened. This weekend has happened. The Cincinnati Bengals beat the shit out of the Baltimore Ravens 2 straight weeks, sent them home, sent their ass home, sent them straight to Cancun. J.K. Dobbins can say, well, if we would have had Lamar Jackson, we would have won. Shut the fuck up, bitch. If we would have had a healthy O-line, Cheeto, we can play that game all night long. And those players are better than Lamar in the playoffs. So if we had a healthy offensive line, we're putting up at least 30-plus against the Ravens. And even with Lamar Jackson, you're not putting up 30-plus points against this defense. So cut the bullshit. Stop with the excuses. You got your ass beat 2 weeks in a row to lose the AFC North and to get sent home in the playoffs. So never talk shit about the Cincinnati Bengals again, who are 1-0 against you, undefeated against you in playoff history. So never talk shit again. Joe Burrow, best QB in the league, even with 3 O-linemen out, even with facing a top 3 defense, he still plays a good game. And if you don't think he played a good game, then you're an absolute dumbass. Like I said, respectfully, I mean this with all due respect, and I do mean with all due respect, you might have an extra chromosome, and again, I'm not judging if you do have an extra chromosome, but those things just had to be said because those are facts, and I deal with facts on this channel. Now, it's funny that dumbasses will say, oh, the Bengals can't handle AFC North football, they're too soft, yet they've won the AFC North back-to-back years, so make that make sense. The back-to-back AFC North champions, the only AFC North team that's actually made it far in the playoffs in recent history, and somehow we're too soft to be in the AFC North. That's how dumb you sound. That's how just completely ignorant, stupid, pea-brain-minded you sound. You sound absolutely stupid. So yes, put some respect when you mention the Cincinnati Bengals. You mention the fact that we're back-to-back AFC North champions. You mention the fact that we're the reigning, defending AFC champions. You mentioned all those things, okay? You mentioned those things. You could even get on a knee or do a little bow when you mention the Cincinnati Bengals. Show the utmost respect, because you know what happens when we play you. We beat the living shit out of you, all of you. Now, the Ravens did come out. They did. Obviously, our defense did not play as good as I thought they would, even though, looking back on it, Greg Roman, for all the shit he gets, he's a great run game coordinator at least. And, I mean, I think he's a pretty good offensive coordinator. Ravens fans can shit on him all they like, but for him to get this production out of what's on the offense is very good, I would say. They played pretty much a perfect game. They had a long 10-minute drive, a touchdown drive, which is the best thing you could do. Shorten the game, shorten the possessions against a better team, and hope something can go your way and you come out with the win. But guess what happened? The better team found a way to win. The Cincinnati Bengals, the reigning defending champions, the big dogs of the AFC and the big dogs of the league, found another way to win. Depleted O-line, everything stacked against us, and we still pull off the win. So I don't want to hear it anymore about, oh, it was a fluke. Remember the narratives coming into this year. It seems like so long ago, but it really wasn't. Remember, the Bengals were supposed to be the hunted this year. Remember, they were supposed to take a step back. They were only a 10-7 football team last year. They were going to take a step back and maybe miss the playoffs in a tougher division. And it was a tougher division. There was 3 winning teams in this division, and the Bengals had a better year than last year, like I said they would. After the first 2 weeks, what did I say? I said the first 2 weeks is the bottom, is the floor of this Bengals team because of the new O-line, because of Joe Burrow not having a training camp, and against 2 great pass rushes and great defenses first 2 weeks. And it's played out exactly like that. Won 8 in a row, should have been 9 in a row. To end the season, won the first playoff game, now going to Buffalo. I don't want to hear anything from Ravens fans or just haters in general. And I'm not even going to get to the man in LA in this video, but the video is coming. All the haters that have hated on me for my Herbert takes will have to apologize, but that video is not this video. And yeah, overall, good game by the Bengals just to advance. When you can play someone else's style of football and still come out with a win, that just shows how deep, how good of a team you are, how good of a culture you have. Shout out to Joe Burrow and Zach Taylor for helping build this culture, the winning culture. People, like the last few weeks of the season, there's been ups and downs, and they've still figured out how to win games. So this team is going to be the AFC North champs. This team's going to be a double-digit win team for years to come. So just be prepared. Stop hating. Just accept the facts and move on. Okay, accept the facts and shut the fuck up. Joe Burrow played really good in this game. I really don't care what other people say. This is why you actually watch the games. People say, oh, he only had, barely over 200 yards and a touchdown. First, they don't mention his rushing touchdown, which is important because he's the one who got him down there at the 1 yard line, throwing it to Hayden Hurst, which could have easily been a passing touchdown. So he has 2 touchdowns, over 200 yards, a passer rating of 99.6 against a top three defense in his own division with 3 starting O-linemen out. Let's think about that. That's high degree of difficulty. And guess what? He only had 8 possessions. So the people that keep trying that narrative, how is he going to get a lot of yards with all those circumstances and only 8 possessions? That doesn't make sense. When you have such few possessions, you're facing a top 3 defense and your O-line is a complete shit show in shambles, you're not going to have many opportunities to rack up big numbers. But you can make key plays in the game to win your team the game, which is what other QBs don't do. Go look at the first drive. They're down 10-9 coming out of halftime. The Ravens get the ball first. The Bengals get the ball. This is the biggest drive of the game. Coming out of half, down 10-9. Go watch Joe Burrow on that second half drive. He was elite. That looked like the best quarterback in the league. 3rd and 1 or 3rd and inches. Zach Taylor admits that it was a terrible play call in that situation. Nothing was there. Roquan Smith comes free rusher. Joe Burrow evades, finds a hole, and somehow gets the first down, and it just picks him apart after that, goes down, scores a touchdown. And that's keys to winning games. That's why you actually have to watch the games. That's why other quarterbacks, when people bring up, oh, well, look at Joe Burrow's numbers in that game. Well, like I said, how is he going to put up big numbers with 3 starting O-linemen out, a complete shit show for an O-line against the top 3 defense, and you barely get the ball? Make it make sense, but they can't make it make sense. Joe Burrow played a really good game. He was the highest graded Bengal on PFF with a grade of nearly 85. So, yeah, the people that try to rip on Joe Burrow and said he didn't play that good, or, oh, yeah, he just didn't play good, they're complete dumbasses. Like I said, respectfully, and I mean this with all due respect, they have an extra chromosome, but I'm not judging if you do. It just is what it is. Those are the facts. Shout out to Samuel Hubbard. Samuel Big Boy Hubbard. Running the ball. I'm not going to lie. During that moment, I was fucking pissed at the game. The way it was going. Wasn't really having good feelings about it, especially when Jonah went out, and obviously the O-line was just getting destroyed. But I don't want to hear anything about fluke wins when, if I'm not mistaken, Tyler Huntley reached over to score. And tell me if I'm wrong here. Did Tyler Huntley just drop the ball? Did he just drop? I must be seeing things the way I hear people talk. Did Tyler Huntley just drop the ball? Oh, no, wait, he didn't? No, oh, you mean we got good push up front and Jermaine Pratt held him up and Logan Wilson held him up, and Logan Wilson punched the ball out into Sam Hubbard's arms, and Sam Hubbard ran 98 yards? Oh, that's what you're telling me? Oh, okay, I got it. You know, based on the way people were talking, it was like Tyler Huntley just dove and dropped the football on his own. No, this defense, that's what they do. Their strengths are second half adjustments, second half defense, red zone defense, and making key turnover plays. That is what they're good at, and that's literally describes all 3 are involved in those plays. Second half defense was much better, like I figured it would be, because Lou is a second half genius. Red zone defense has always been good all season, and they've made key, especially later in the year, they've made turnovers in key moments, and they've been doing that. So it's not a fluke when the defense does what they normally do, what they're good at. So I don't want to hear about any fluke shit. You just got your ass beat by the better team. You got sent home. We're your daddies. Accept the facts and move on. Damn. The Ravens fan base just doesn't know how to take the L. Like, them and Chiefs fans are just pathetic. But that is what it is. I'll get more into the next matchup in another video. And like I said, the Herbert video is dropping tomorrow. And yeah, I guess that's going to do it for this video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you everyone who reached out to me. And yeah, like I said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and you just listen to the smartest sports YouTuber on the planet. That's a fact. and I'm out.